Hello, welcome to another Unstuck Careers Leadership Moment. My name is Mark Wavell from Unstuck Careers, and I'm glad that you're here. We're going to talk today about the power of circles and soup, something with a very funny name that is very powerful. This video is the third in a series about responsibility, and if you haven't watched the other two, I invite you to check them out. Links are in the video notes. So today we're going to talk about a conceptual model, circles and soup, that helps us think through our responsibilities and others and get unstuck from these extremes of I'm responsible for everything or there's nothing I can do. This circles and soup model comes from the amazing author and thought leader Diana Larsen. And in the video notes, I put a link to Diana's article about circles and soup so you could read about it from her directly. The first time I came across circles and soup a number of years ago, I was a Scrum Master of a team in a large organization who was unable to deliver value to their customer without another department's team doing work kind of like right in the middle of their lane. And there were political disagreements, built up resentment at levels well above the team that were seriously impeding value delivery. There was a phrase I heard with increasing regularity in our team's sprint retrospectives: we can't because. For those of you who have watched the other responsibility videos, you recognize this as a quintessential underactive resignation statement. And it was paralyzing the team, and it was quickly eating away at our morale and our desire to improve and find our way through the challenge. So as a Scrum Master, I was getting frustrated because I felt like I'd invited pretty well people into this, but the other team members weren't finding alternatives and options. And then I ran across circles and soup. I used it as I facilitated the next retrospective, and it totally changed the conversation. I now frequently use this in coaching with teams. I use this with Agile training classes and in my one-on-one coaching, and it really helps people gain clarity and get unstuck to find their next best step. So let's walk through the elements, and you can see how it can help you. Now, the model is laid out visually as three concentric circles. At the center circle is called control. These are things that are in your or your team's control, things that can be done without getting permission from others, and it's your responsibility to decide and act on things that are in this center circle. The middle ring is influence, things that are not in your control and that you have some influence over. It's your responsibility in this zone to request things. And the outer ring, what Diana Larsen calls the soup, is accept. These are things that are entirely outside of your team's control or your control, and it's your responsibility here to accept the reality of the other person or other team's responsibility. Pretty simple model. And using these three landing zones, you can start to add items that belong to each zone. And this is how I facilitated that conversation. Let's put sticky notes up of things that are in each area. For the team I was working with, there a lot of stuff ended up in the accept area. We can't because was out there. Because we were explicitly stating those things, though, that were out of our control, we were able to have this clear conversation and discussion about them. And we found there are a few things that actually were in our control, or portions were, or where we shared responsibility. And so we started asking ourselves, what are appropriate next steps for the things that are in our control? And that really started this unlocking process. And when things really started to take off is when we looked at the things that were outside of our control and asked, what might we do to influence these things? And the creativity really got unlocked there. We identified several options. We could start tracking how long we were waiting for the other department. We could spend some time understanding the concerns and challenges of the other team. We could make the cost of delay clear and make it visible how it impacted the organization's goals. We could make an explicit appeal to one of the leaders for help. We came up with a number of options of things that we could do in influence. So that's how this model can really help you, whether as a team or as an individual. This process really enables transparency. You can see what things fall into which areas, clarity through inspection. And it unlocked this team and can unlock you as well through creativity. We were able to kick into that creative mode. So I encourage you to try circles and soup. Let me know how it works, how it helps you and your team. And until next time, hope you have a good one.